No matter what I say, Tom always sides with his mother. I'm starting to wonder if I'm actually marrying him or his mother. My fiancés, 27 male and I, 26 female, got engaged in February 2024. We're planning our wedding in March next year on the day we first met. We began planning the wedding in May 2024. The theme is light blue and white. It's important to know that my fiancé is an only child. A couple of weeks ago, I was shopping for wedding dresses with my mom and sister when I found this lovely dress that needed only a little tailoring to fit me. When I sent photos to my fiancé, he thought it was beautiful too. Now here's the problem. My future mother-in-law was over, and when my fiancé showed her the dress, she immediately called me. I ignored her as I was still with my mom and sister. When I got back to my fiancé's house, my future mother-in-law was waiting for me. When I walked through the door, she immediately got up from the couch and accused me of lying, claiming I'd promised to wear her dress. I never had. This was such an out-of-the-blue thing for my future mother-in-law, as we normally get on well. I told her I'd never promised her anything. She then yelled at me, calling me a liar and saying that I didn't deserve to get married to my fiancé. I was so taken aback that I just walked away. I've done so much to make sure this woman likes me, and now she doesn't because I don't want to wear her wedding dress that went out of style 50 years ago. Once I had stormed off to my room, my fiancé joined after he'd sent his mother back to her house. He asked what had happened, and I explained my side of the story about how I was suddenly accused of all of these lies. I never said. He then explained his mom's side of things. Apparently, when I first started dating my fiancé, my future mother-in-law had shown me her wedding dress. I'd said I'd love to get married in that. I started dating my fiancé 5 years ago. I don't remember saying that, but it was so long ago I might have. I don't think so, as the dress isn't the prettiest. The next day, I woke up with messages from my future mother-in-law saying that I was a liar and that my fiancé shouldn't marry a liar. I'm gonna be honest, I teared up as I read those messages because I tried so hard to be liked by her, and I thought I was. I told my fiancé about the messages, and he said that she was probably just hurt that I didn't want to wear her dress. But it's my wedding. Am I the idiot for not wanting to wear my future mother-in-law's wedding dress? Not the idiot. You get to decide what you wear to your wedding. You never promised to wear your mother-in-law's dress, and even according to what she said, you just said a complimentary thing when she was showing the dress off years ago. Your fiancé seems to want to smooth things over. Ask if he really wants to see you on your wedding day and know you're unhappy. Even if you wear the dress, the only one who will enjoy it would be his mother. Not a great start to a marriage. These are excellent points. The alleged promise is 5+ years old. Can you even be sure it was a promise made by you and not a previous girlfriend? Your fiancé says the dress was shown to you when you first dated. If the dress was actually shown to you at that point in your relationship, odds are pretty good that it might have been shown to previous Chanteri's girlfriends also. If so, one of them might have said what is being attributed to you now. I will also echo what others have said about it being concerning that he's supporting his mom here. Are you planning on having kids? What happens when mom has an opinion on breast milk vs formula, cried out vs co-sleeping, etc.? Are her wants going to be equal to yours? Time for him to choose. Be a son or be a husband. Update number 1. Hi, I'm unsure how to start this, but I sat my fiancé down and talked to him about my future mother-in-law. When he finally gave me the time to actually talk, I mentioned how I wanted to wear my own dress to my wedding, and he once again brought it up how it was also for our parents. What the heck? I explained calmly that it was a union of us, not our parents, and unless his mom wanted to pay for our entire wedding, it was our wedding. Then I told him how he found the dress I originally wanted beautiful, and he only changed his mind when his mom raised the issue. He said he only said it was beautiful because that's what I would have wanted to hear, and he found it ugly. I didn't react to the last comment, and instead I brought up how I could wear something else of his mom's. He completely shut down that idea, saying his mom offered the dress and I couldn't take something from her if she didn't offer it, and that I should be grateful she offered her dress. I admit I was angry at this and replied with, "Am I marrying you or your mother?" When I asked him this, he yelled at me saying that what his mom was asking wasn't a big deal and that I was blowing this out of proportion. After he said I was making a big deal out of my wedding dress, I stormed out and called my mom, explaining the whole situation. When I went back downstairs, he was gone and he texted me explaining he would be staying with his mom until I come to my senses. I'm now rethinking my whole relationship as I can't marry him if I'm also marrying his mother. I'm not going to be one of those people talking about my horrible mother-in-law, even though I sort of am. Oh, here we go. The old he'd like it. If. Well, guess what? You aren't gonna go. What about the bit where you'd like it if? You get to wear the dress that your nearest and dearest helped you choose. Mother-in-law seems to think it's about her. The answer appears to be about keeping the peace, the kind of spin I can put on it. This wedding is about both of you, not the three of you. Fiancé seems weak and mother-in-law seems to have main character syndrome. AP, you need to head this crap off at the pass right now, otherwise this is gonna be your future. Hugs and best wishes and good luck. Update number 2. Thank you for all the comments, I appreciate them so much. I talked to my mom and she said that my fiancé was acting weird and immature. Yesterday my fiancé's mom called me to say that we needed to talk and I agreed. She started saying that I was going back on a promise and she was hurt by that. I never got to defend myself before she said she was willing to move past it if I wore her dress. I completely shut down that idea and expressed how it was my day and that I wanted to wear what I wanted. I then offered to wear something else of hers if she wanted that. She didn't. She wanted me to wear her dress. I tried again to explain how I wasn't comfortable wearing her dress, and I never promised to wear it. It might have been one of my fiancé's ex-girlfriends. However, she didn't take this and blew up at me on the phone calling me a liar, unworthy, and a witch. I hung up on her and blocked her number. Then my fiancé texted me saying it wasn't fair to yell at his mother about the dress. I was acting so immaturely, but she was the one who blew up at me. Then I texted my fiancé to meet me at our house to talk things out. He refused, saying he would come tomorrow, so now I'm waiting for him to show up. I don't think you should meet with him alone, but if you do, please record the whole conversation. If you can, video it. Your fiancé is extremely immature. Your wedding has nothing to do with either one of your parents. Whether or not he thinks the dress is ugly, he isn't wearing it. So why is his opinion relevant? Run, girl. Next, your mother-in-law will order you to name your firstborn after her, and your spineless fiancé obeys. She definitely should, but am I the only one who thinks that either the mom or son or both cooked up this insane plot to ensure that the wedding doesn't happen? It seems so bizarre the way the dress issue came up out of nowhere and they're willing to die on this fresh hill. What is there to talk about? You don't want to wear the dress. He wants you to because he's a mama's boy. That won't change if you get married. You get pregnant. He'll demand his mom be in the delivery room, that she's the first to hold the baby, that all holidays are spent with her. Is that the life you really want? When he comes for the talk, just give him back the ring. He and his mom have shown their true colors and a picture of what your marriage is going to be like. Update number 3. Again, thank you for the kind words and comments. I appreciate it so much and didn't expect it to blow up, and I wish I could reply to all of you. I talked with my fiancé about his childish behavior and how I was angry at his mom and him for trying to get me to wear the dress. He tried to talk, but I quickly cut him off and continued saying how it was no longer about the dress, and it was how he took his mother's side over mine. He wasn't happy with this, of course, and he said he was only taking the side which was right. However, I disagreed with this and said a dress was a huge factor in a wedding, and that I wouldn't wear something I wasn't comfortable with. And then I again brought up how he should be backing me, not his mother, if we're to get married. He got super angry at me for that, as I said, if instead of when. He started yelling, saying how I was going to cancel our wedding just because of a stupid dress and how all this must be some joke. I stood firm and told him that this whole thing had got me questioning whether I wanted to marry him. He once again, surprise, surprise, tried to storm out. I followed him and told him he had to talk to me or I'd end it. He whipped around and slapped me. I stood there in shock as he slammed out the front door and ran back to his mommy. Safe to say I'm not marrying this man, and I'm texting him just that. Thank you so much for all your comments. I can't explain how much you've all helped me. I hope to find and marry a man in less than a year so my beautiful planning doesn't get wasted. He slapped you? Oh heck no. He thinks you're being petty? Show him petty. Press charges against this mama's boy and tell him to heck off. You dodged 2 bullets. Change the locks and have a friend or friends or the police with you when he or his family comes and gets his stuff. And if someone asks what happened after you pressed charges, of course, tell them everything. Oh my God, you were so fortunate to have seen his true colors before you married him. I know numerous women whose husbands' personalities did a 180 after getting married. I know this is an incredibly emotional time for you, but remember to be grateful that you were saved from marrying an abuser. I know that was 5 years down the drain. It's better than 10 or 15 with kids in the mix. And please, please do not rush into a relationship with someone else. Whenever my sister Lynn goes to any family event, she never watches her own kids. She expects everyone else to, including my own children, who have complained about it. She'll leave the room with her toddler who acts like a wild animal. I told my children, a tween and a young teen, not to be duped into watching that difficult child. My young teen daughter left the room when my sister left her alone with her kid to gossip with my mom. My daughter got up and left. Lynn's toddlers pulled all the food off the tablecloth and spilled red pasta sauce over my mom's carpet. The kid was screaming and Lynn started to yell at my daughter when I told Lynn it was her responsibility to watch her own children. Lynn said she thought my daughter was watching the baby. I asked her, "Did you ask my daughter too?" Lynn said she thought my daughter was smart enough to watch kids if they were alone with them. My daughter said maybe Lynn should be smarter next time she thinks of having kids that she can't control or watch. Yes, this was rude and I laughed. My mom told my daughter to help pick up the mess because she helped cause it. My daughter refused, saying it was Lynn's fault because she let her kids run around like animals. My mom said we could all leave because we didn't respect her or her house. My daughter said she wouldn't be back until her grandmother and aunt respected her. I took my kids home. My mom thinks I should punish or talk to my daughter and make her apologize, but I won't. I don't think my daughter did anything wrong, and it's Lynn's fault for not watching her own difficult children, not the idiot. My mom told my daughter to help pick up the mess because she helped cause it. How did she help cause it? By not psychically picking up on her aunt's responsibility handoff. When my kids were that age, I never left a room without being clear about who I was asking to watch the kid and never took advantage of that. If you have a kid, they are your responsibility. End of story. Protect your babies, mama. You're doing good. Everyone's the idiot here. The retort your daughter gave was indeed rude. It would have been better to not say things about others' reproductive choices because it's quite obvious she's picking up these opinions and judgments from her parents. Either way, the parent is the responsible person for whatever the child did, even if there was another minor babysitting. I would disagree. I think once you insult a child for not being smart enough, that child is more than welcome to throw the same insult back at them. Granted, it's not exactly taking the high road, but telling a teen I thought she was smart enough to watch kids if they were alone with them would make me see red if it were my kids. I'd also tell grandma she's not owed an apology, but your family certainly is. Long story short, my mother cheated on my father 4 years ago and got pregnant. My father forgave her and raised my half-sibling as if she were their child. She looks just like my mother, so only a few family members know what happened. I didn't know about what had happened either because I live with my boyfriend. My brothers told me everything. I'm not close to my parents anymore. I'm not interested in being close to their daughter because I'm not going to buy into my parents' drama and toxic relationship. It's their lives, period. But when all that happened, I was already 25 years old, while my siblings were still living with them when all the infidelity was discovered. It was in the house, so they saw everything. Coming to the present, my siblings never had a good relationship with my mother again. No, some families can't afford family therapy, so it was never an option. 2 of them no longer live with our parents, and the only one left, he's a teen, has come to live with me and my boyfriend. None of them have any contact with my parents' daughter or my parents. The teen ignored the 3 of them when he was at home. Now I've been paying him for the psychologist. My father and mother have let my brother live with me, but they keep insisting that I should talk with my brothers and make them spend time with her. I can't force them to do something they don't want to do. But my father insists that I'm the oldest sister and that I should do something for the good of the family since my brothers listen to me. My mother went so far as to tell me that the little girl asks for us, even though we've never seen her. Even my grandparents are insisting that I should talk to my siblings and convince them to spend time with her. But I don't know what to do and all my family who knows about this. My mother's sister and grandparents, the rest of them don't know anything, I think, or maybe they know but they don't care, says I'm an idiot for not doing my duty as an older daughter. Edit, no one hates the little girl, neither my siblings nor I hate her, we want her to be happy. But we prefer to worry about our own mental health. She's a preschooler, so she doesn't do anything without her parents, so letting her into my life is letting my parents back into my life. When my brother is of legal age, I plan to cut off all contact with them again, which is now only online. Meanwhile, all my siblings have their own reasons for not having contact since they lived through our parents' toxic relationship. My parents are just drama and I'm sick of it. Not the idiot, not your monkeys, not your circus. Your mom messed around and was found out. Your siblings do not need to have a relationship with your half-siblings if they don't want to. Good for your brother to be going to therapy. You paying for it makes you the A of big sisters. Be prepared for your parents to keep on guilting you. Yep, the guilt tripping with the little girl is disgusting, saying she asks for you even though you've never seen her. If she wants a good relationship with her children again, that's her responsibility. It sounds like they need to get their crap figured out before they start telling you what to do. No burden like that should be placed on children, despite their age. You are the idiot. Kids shouldn't suffer from the parents' errors. She's a kid, she somehow likes you, and your older siblings are all basically adults. What did the kid do to you to make her sad? It's not that you should force your siblings, but you and they should understand that you are making the situation of that child even worse it is now by not being nice to her. It's not her fault she never asked to be born, regardless of the choices your mom made. She's a baby and she's already being blamed, it seems. Just remember she is innocent in this. The world needs a little more empathy and compassion.